Good morning. This is Prosperous Janetta. I'm doing this video on one of my scriptures that I'm reading this morning in my devotional time because I've been asked a question in the past more than once about how do I pray, and you can just pray so well and all this stuff that they're telling me. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I'm praying that well. I'm just thinking that I'm praying what the Word of God has in it for me or my family or whoever I'm praying for. And basically, what you want to do with any scripture that you're standing on as far as a promise for your life or for whoever you are interceding for is to make sure that you see yourself or whoever you're praying for in that scripture. Because what's important is not to say what you think or what's on your mind or the opinion you may have at that time, because the last final authority and rule should be these holy scriptures, right? And of course, all scripture was inspired by God. Every scripture is not for you because every scripture was written, in a different tense or time, or is not even talking to you. Sometimes you can read a scripture and it's talking to unbelievers and you're a believer and you're thinking that means you, or you can hear from somebody like Job who's saying one thing and you're thinking that that's true for you at that time. But really just know that if you have the Holy Spirit inside of you, while you're reading these scriptures, you'll be able to know what verse is for you, number one. Number two, if you want to get deep about it, go get a concordance, find out about Greek and Hebrew and all of that. And then you'll find out too what tense it was in. But that's not what the purpose of this video is, so I just got all off on that. But anyway, the purpose of this video is to show you how to pray this scripture, right? And this is just the one I chose. Like, we could have chose another one, but this is just the one I chose this morning because I love it so much. So first I'll read the scripture and then I'll come back and place myself in the scripture. And this is how you pray scripture, or this is how I pray scripture. So this is the book of Colossians in the Amplified Version, chapter 3, verse 15. And let the peace, soul harmony, which comes from God, Christ, rule, act as an umpire continually in your hearts, deciding and settling with finality all questions that arise in your minds in that peaceful state, to which as members of Christ's one body, you were also called to live. And be thankful, appreciative, giving praise to God always. Okay, I would do this. And this is what I just did before I did this video. This was made me wanted to do this video. So I said, Father God, in the name of Jesus, let the peace, the soul harmony, which comes from Christ's rule, act as an umpire continually in my heart, deciding and settling with finality all questions that arise in my mind in that peaceful state, oh God, to which as members of Christ's one body, I was called to live. And that I may be thankful. God, I am appreciative. I'm giving you praise to God always. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. So basically, that's what you would do with the scripture. You would commit it to God, believe it in your heart, continually confess it. Because remember, faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. You're your best person to be able to hear the word. So speak it out. Say exactly what you wanted to hear from God. And he will not lie. He will do exactly what he said he's going to do. And that's it on this video. And I just want to tell everybody I love them. Thank you. And keep sending me emails for questions if you have any more to iprosperinhealth@gmail.com. That's iprosperinhealth@gmail.com. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye.